This guy is playing the 13th grave. Guys, he's playing the 13th grave. I'm pretty sure I'll lose this match too. Okay.
Team Bro Power!
Hey guys, what the heck is going on? So today I'm going to be showing you guys some replays for a deck that I had showcased on the 101 GOAT decks. I'm going to be showing you replays for the Soul Exchange slash Spell Counter GOAT deck. And this is a really fun deck. And I had a few people that had asked about doing some replays for this. Ironically, I was going to do some replays for this one anyway. This one isn't exactly like a common GOAT deck, so I wanted to make sure to kind of just let you guys see some hands-on videos on why this deck is actually like really fun and really good and just kind of like can really throw your opponent off for sure. And I just wanted to kind of showcase some combos and just kind of like the deck strategy and really just kind of have some fun with it. This morning I was able to get on YGO and play a few hours worth of matches. I was able to capture a few that were really cool and some that really just kind of showcase what this deck can do, and some of them that were really funny. So we're going to get into those. So I'm going to start off these replays with one that was actually really good. This one was probably the most competitive duel I'd had all morning. This was against a player that was really good. He's playing a Chaos flip deck, which is kind of a dead giveaway with the Tribe and the Sork and the Morphing Jar. So we're going to get into these. Okay, he went first. Okay, so he T-sets. And then I end up opening Thunder Dragon and Charity, which is really good. If you're new to Go format and you don't know, that's like one of the best combos in the whole entire game. So we started off pretty strong. That and Soul Exchange and Marionette. So Soul Exchange is a really cool card in this deck because it allows you to not only get rid of your opponent's problematic monsters like flips that they can't activate or big monsters, but it allows you to get your level 5s on the board even quicker. And it is a spell, which is just kind of good with this card. And this card is a really great card. It just racks up counters and destroys your opponent's monsters. It's pretty cool, man. I really like Marionette. He activates MST, which is another card that'll add a counter, as well as Snatch Steal. This thing is up to 2,400 right now. That is just crazy. Okay, so I gain 1,000 life points. I steal it back, which is another counter. And then I remove 2 of the counters from it to destroy his Morphing Jar, which if that Morphing Jar would have went off, he probably would have won. Honestly, with Chaos decks, it's hard to play against them once they have activated Morphing Jar. It's just that good of a card. So Marionette was able to destroy that card face down before it could flip. And activating just upstarts and rotas, and we were just racking up the counters on this thing. It's up to 2,800. That's pretty big. Not much in GOAT format can run over that. So he gains 1,000 life points now. He activates Tribe. The knock will destroy our faiths. One thing that I do want to say, one just kind of quick side note with this is decks that play Tribe, like a lot of standard GOAT decks, GOAT Control, and like Chaos Flip and that kind of stuff. You have like a better matchup if they see Tribe, because most of the time, especially against a deck like this, your opponent will have to destroy their own spellcaster if they have other monsters on the field, on top of like trying to out Marionette, because they're all spellcasters. So that's just kind of a quick side note for you guys if you're playing this deck. So Pot of Greed, and then Gustav will banish 2 spells, and that will run over Tribe. So Gustav is just really good. If you guys don't know what Gustav does, it is a card that just keeps gaining attack. It's kind of like Bazoo the Soul Eater, except for you have to banish spells instead of monsters. And this deck plays a lot of spells. Almost half of your deck is spells because you want to be able to rack up counters on Marionette. So Gustav can get huge and can run over almost anything in this whole entire format just because of how big it gets. And it stays big for until your opponent's in phase. So we're going to go Exile Force and then bring back Marionette, and then we're going to have 2 monsters that are 2,000 each, and that is pretty crazy. Okay, so he sets. DD War Lady's going to clear this. Gustav is going to attack the Dokoichi, and then we're going to banish 2 more just to keep big on my opponent's turn so that he doesn't draw anything that'll attack over it. It becomes 14 without the counters on it. So pretty much anything like Tribe Breaker, Kaiku, DD Warrior Lady, that kind of stuff can just really attack over it. So banish 2 more, keep it at 2,000 again. He is not activating heavy. Okay. So we normal summon the Apprentice. The Apprentice will add a spell counter to anything on your side of the field that you can add one on, which is like Marionette or Breaker. Apprentice can actually keep adding spell counters to Breaker, which is like really, really broken. And you can keep destroying your opponent's back row. We, we don't banish anymore with Gustav. I think it's just because I had a pretty big monster presence anyway. It was just kind of like I really wasn't worried about him destroying it. Okay, so that's exactly 24, and that's what he had left. Cool. Okay, so this next match was actually one that was really, really funny, and but at the same time, it kind of showcased a lot of what this deck can do and the strategies and the combos and stuff. But this guy is just, he's on a whole nother level, guys. Like, he's playing some crazy stuff. Like, from the get-go, he's playing Soul Exchange, Zambira, General, Pyramid Turtle, and Nightmare Horse. And he has one card in his extra deck. It's really, really interesting. I'm pretty sure I actually lose this game. Okay, so I start out with Pot. I'm always starting out with Pot. Me and my friends joke that my Pot agreed on YGO Pro's ulti. It floats to the top. I don't know if that's like a Yu-Gi-Oh myth. It probably is. So I discard 2 soul exchanges. Okay, because I have one still in my hand. I was like, why did I do that? He activates Heavy Storm, runs over my Sangan, and then I search the Faith. Cool. I pitch the Thunder Dragons. Okay, so another really cool interaction right here. Thunder Dragon ends up being really useful. We play Soul Exchange in this deck to help get the Marionette on the field, but we also play Thunder Dragon in this deck to help the Soul Exchanges be live more often so that we can out our opponent's problematic things. Things like Pyramid Turtle that would special summon God knows what this guy's playing, so who knows what he can special summon. But we also play it because it allows us to play BLS. So continuing with this. Summon Zambira. Zambira is what? It's cool. It's a cool tag. It's a dark warrior that is really big. Continues to get smaller as it attacks. I end up pitching off of Charity. I end up pitching, Thunder Dragon, which is an obvious target. And then I end up pitching a Magical Plant. This is a cool card that I like in this deck. It allows you to play spell counters on cards that are face up. This guy is playing the 13th Grave. Guys, he's playing the 13th Grave. I'm pretty sure I lose this match too. Okay. He attacks, and I take the worst 1200 I've ever taken in my life. Set one with Faith. And he activates Book of Life to banish my Marionette and summon Shadow Ghoul. Oh my gosh. This guy, Shadow Ghoul, is up to 2100 attack. Tsukiyomi is going to get rid of the most problematic card in this guy's deck. He's playing the 13th Grave. This is all just crazy to me, guys. I haven't seen any of this since this morning. So he summons the General back, and I eat a lot of damage. Wow. Okay. All right. That was interesting. All right, so this is the last match I'm going to show you guys today. I don't really know what's going on in this video, but I saved it as Gustav is a beast. So we'll see what's going on here. I don't really know what's going on. Okay, so I'm going first, and I open up Charity and Duo. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Summon Tomato. What did I pitch off Charity? I always want to check. I pitched the Apprentice and Call the Haunted. Makes sense because the Apprentice, I have another copy in my hand. Okay, cool. He summons Sork, banishes all the monsters in his grave. I knock both of our faiths. And then I summon the Apprentice because Prince Magician special summons things face down, so it makes it really hard for Chaos Sork to destroy it. That's just another reason why you have like a better matchup against Chaos. It's just kind of the little small things that allow you to go plus on your opponent. And then I activate Exiled Force twice. I normal summoned it and then brought it back with Premature. Exiled Force is so good. One time I did that a third time with a Call the Haunted, and I got it on film. It was pretty cool. So the Apprentice just keeps specialing back. monsters, and since Faith was banished, we're going to special summon Magical Plant, which is not really doing me much good right now. But Tsukiyomi is going to go +1 on my opponent. Anything that your opponent has with small defense, Tsukiyomi can just go +1 on it. If it's something like Monarchs or Kaiku or Bazoo or Tribe, that kind of stuff. So take those +1s all day long. Okay, so I remember this part right here. So Exarion is or isn't GOAT. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Exarion. I just want to point that out. But you can troll Exarion players if you have Tsukiyomi, set Tsukiyomi, because chances are they'll use Exarion's effect to make you eat damage, and he will go down to 1400 attack. The Tsukiyomi is 1400 defense, so you can just reset your Tsukiyomi and just troll your opponent. So that's just something fun. It has nothing to do with this deck. It's just punishes people for playing Exarion. Okay, cool. So here's the Gustav that I was mentioning at the beginning of this replay. Uh, he banishes 2 spells, and he's just going to run over that Exarion. So we have 2 spells that were banished, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the grave, and I have 2 more spells in my hand. Okay, so I think that Gustav is just about to go to town on this guy. And he has no lights in his grave because I duoed the Thunder Dragon out of his hand from the get-go. So Gustav is just about to rip this guy a new one. Okay, so we're just staying 2,000, man. We're just making this guy eat 2 grand every turn. This doesn't really have anything to do with spell counters, but this has, I guess, to do with the texts that go with this deck. And we're just activating cards like Knock and Heavy Storm to not only out our opponent's board, but just to feed Gustav's power at this point. So it's kind of crazy. Okay, so Suk is going to flip him back up. He's going to banish 2 more to gain more attack. Tsukiyomi is going to attack, and then okay, he draws duo. So this is where the game ends. It doesn't really matter what he banishes at this point. But Gustav is crazy, guys. Granted he could special summon these monsters anyway, but Gustav is just ridiculous. Hopefully you guys can see how well this monster goes in with this deck. It was able to run over an 1800 monster, and then it was able to just repeatedly put in big amounts of damage and really just kind of put pressure on your opponent. And then hopefully your opponent will just die from Gustav before they're able to kind of come back. So hopefully you guys had some fun with this video. I definitely had fun with this. It was really just kind of cool to really be able to showcase this deck in action. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And I really appreciate you guys watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys later.